And God said, let there be fabulosity. And there was. So this might be a time to use your bubbles. I don't really know. Okay, so today's talk is playing in it, so I'm playing in it. I am playing in it. We are here to play. We are here to have fun. Life has never been meant to be an endurance contest. That is not what it's meant to be. Okay. It has been meant to play in. We are meant to play in it, to grow in it, to experience the highs and the lows and everything in between in it. And you know what? We need a little more playtime, don't we? Don't we need a little more playtime? And so I thought today would be a good time to play. There you go, you know. Ernest Holmes, at that last talk he gave at Asilomar, you know, the one that's referred to as the Sermon by the Sea, he said, I do not even take myself seriously, but I take what I'm doing seriously. I take this teaching seriously, but I don't take myself seriously. He said, don't ever erect statues to me. Don't ever put me on a pedestal, because then you'll see I have feet of clay. And it's the truth. It is the truth. It's all about this teaching. It's not about the one who's doing the talking. It's not about the presentation. It's about the principles. It's not about the personalities. It's about the principles. So we are here to be our authentic self. And this morning, this is my authentic self. Okay? This is my authentic self. We are here to be our authentic selves. Why do you think there's 7.5 billion of us on the planet? Because we are here to be individualized beings. Don't be like anybody else. We don't want copies of other people. We want authenticity. The earth, the spirit is calling for us to be our authentic selves, not a cheap imitation of somebody else, right? Who was it said? Oscar Wilde, right? Be yourself, everybody else is taken. Right? Be yourself. Be yourself. So we are here to free our authentic selves into being. We are here to live the authentic life of spirit as us individually, like nobody else can do it. And we're here to have fun while we do it. Spiritual work, the spiritual path shouldn't be all morbid and solemn. There should be fun and joy and light. We are trying to get enlightened, right? Not in seriousness, but enlightened. So lighten up. So we're here to address this serious subject of universal and personal spirituality in a light way, in a lightened way. So, in the beginning, God, yeah, see, we all know the book. Okay, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, I don't remember putting that water there. What the hell is that water doing there? No, actually, the first thing God should have said was, the earth, it's round. It might look flat, it might feel flat to you, but it's round, like a ball. What do you mean, what's a ball? See, because that's what God does. God creates. God creates and creates and creates and creates. And honestly, if there's one thing I think that maybe God cannot do, it would be stop creating. I think God cannot stop creating. I think God creates. That's what God does. It creates. Spirit creates. Things come and go. Things rise and fall, right? People are here, then they're not here. Governments, empires, things come and go in the physical world because God creates, and then things fall away. And God creates, and things fall away. That's what Spirit does. Spirit has already, the monthly theme, right? A world that works for everyone. Spirit already created a world that works for everyone. It just depends on our level of work in it, you know? The world already works for everyone. We're the ones that mess it up. You know, with false beliefs and things that just are not the truth of us. Okay, so where was I? Spirit creates, that's what it does. Spirit creates. So let there be light. I think I was up to that, right? Let there be light, let there be light. And then the night was divided from the day, land from water. He found a place for the water after all. Okay, the firmament was created, stars, planets, excuse me, moons, suns, right? The green stuff. The green stuff came, grass and trees and plants, right? Animals, we love the animal. Bugs came, little single-cell creatures, and then little creepy crawly things started, and stuff in the sea, and then big old things started, and then dinosaurs. Holy moly, couple million years, right? We got dinosaurs. And then hundreds of millions of years later, voila, humans, right? Big, gigantic span of time between the dinosaurs and the humans. Huge, hundreds of millions of years between dinosaurs and humans. Like the grizzly bear that walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Hey, why the long pause?" Millions of years later, humans show up. Okay, so God was doing other things, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, Adam and Eve, cute folks. They were the ones with no belly buttons. You would remember them. Anyway, the kids came soon thereafter, right? Cain, Abel. 4 people on the whole planet. 2 of them cannot get along with each other to the extent one kills the other one. 4 people on the whole planet. This should have told us something was going on right off the bat, right? This should have told us we've got some energy we have to work out here. This planet's not big enough for both of us. I mean, really? Really? Come on. Okay, so the world did work for them at the level, at the consciousness with which they were working it. All right, so let's continue down memory lane. When did balloons come in? Kind of right before the humans, the animals, right? We talked about the animals. I talked about the fish, the sea ones, the air ones, the land, the peacocks. Right? Yay, that's it, the peacocks. Okay, so you have these 4 people, whatever, or 3 now. Anyway, they begin to reproduce. There's all kinds of people everywhere. We reproduce, we spread out across the planet. There's land grabs, and there's, farming happening, and they grow stuff, and they herd animals, and they enslave each other. Not a great choice. Not a great choice. Enter Moses. Let my people go, right? You know that story. Let my people go. So there's plagues of locusts. There's plagues of boils. There's plagues of all kinds of things. So Moses gathers his people together and goes, "Shh, let's move out at night under the cover of frogs." Okay. Sure. They start wandering around the desert for 40 years. 40 years. Now, if I was there, I think after about 10 or 20, I'd start to question, right? Hey, where the hell are we going? 40 years, really? Oh my God, okay. Anyway, Moses goes off into the mountain to find a burning bush and to talk to God. And finally, he got a look at the deity, right? He got a look at the deity. Well, sort of got a look at the deity. Moses asks God to reveal himself. Right there he is with the burning bush. And he goes, "No, but I want to see you face to face, God. I want to see you mug. I want to see you." And God tells him, nobody can see God and live. Nobody can see God and live. But here's what I'll do for you, Moses. Just for you alone. Here's what I'm going to do. And if you go to Exodus 33:23, the King James Version, it says, God placed Moses in a cleft of the rock, covered his eyes, and God says to Moses, "And I will take mine hand away, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall remain hidden." So that's the time when God mooned Moses. Right there in the Bible. So who's to say there's no comedy in religion, right? Holy moly. Anyway. Look, Ernest Holmes in The Relative and the Absolute, he said this. He said, "God is full of fun, or else you and I couldn't laugh." Right? Okay, so Moses comes down the hill after that. He didn't have Instagram. It was a shame. Anyway, he comes down the hill with the 10 Commandments. And he reveals the 10 commandments, right? Don't stick your finger in an electric socket. That's one, right? Don't eat the mushrooms that grow in your front yard. Stay away from Michael Bay movies. And whatever you do, don't covet the ox. Okay, so then he goes up and he gets the real ones, right? He has to go back up and get the real ones. And what was everybody else doing while Moses was up there getting inspired and getting the authentic 10 commandments? Were they praying? Were they meditating? Were they Sufi dancing? Mm-hmm. They were smelting metal, right? Because that's what you do when you wait for your leader, right? You smelt metal. They just couldn't keep their mind off that ox. They couldn't stop coveting the ox. Okay, so they make a gigantic ox. So there's a small group of people united by a single cause, freedom, and even they can't get along. And even they lose sight, right, of the intention of the whole thing. Now, nothing in the world has changed. Nothing in the world changed. It's still the same world, still created by the same first cause. The world is still working. It's working perfectly, but it's working at the level of the consciousness of the people that are in it. Ernest Holmes, in The Ideas of Power, said this. He said, there is so little difference between the sinner and the saint that I always get them confused and generally have much more fun with the sinners. He goes on to say this, there is nothing wrong with God. We may be wrong. We suffer. We do. We may be impoverished. We are. We may be unhappy. We get that way. But we were born to be happy, to be abundantly supplied with every good thing, to have fun in living, to consciously unite with the divine power that is around us and within us, and to grow and to expand forever. That's what we're here to do. Okay. Until the people finally get it together and they move on, right? And they find the promised land. Why? Because they united in consciousness. They united in consciousness because we know consciousness comes first. Then there is the outpicturing. We know where two or more are gathered, right? Where two or more are gathered, there's truth. There is truth revealed. We know that even when we're alone, we know one with spirit is a majority. That's what Ernest Holmes said. One with spirit is a majority. And Ernest Holmes said this also. He said, what you need to do is fall so deeply in love that you will surrender that confounded, egotistical, pig-headed, intellectual concept that we are by ourselves, that we are alone. He goes on to say, God is the soul of every human. God is the mind of every human. God is the self of every human. And God is the lover of every soul. Therefore, we have to begin to practice the presence of God as love, as friendship, as peace, as joy, and as fun. We must expect and accept and know to the core of our beings that all life is the life of God. There's no exceptions. My life is some part of the life of spirit. Your life is some part of the life of spirit. We cannot reject some people in favor of other people, no matter what stupid crap they do. Okay, there's only one life. It's God's life. It's being individualized as each one of us. Individualized. But you know what? When you reject something, you know you've just signed on for more of that, right? You know how that goes. Where we spend our mental energy, that's what we're attracting into our experience, into our orbit. So we must spend our mental energy, our vibrational level, it has to remain high. We have to drive it even higher by our spiritual practices. That's why we meditate. That's why we Sufi dance. That's why we sit in the silence. That's why we pray. To drive that spiritual, that vibrational energy even higher. We must embrace the highest thought that we can grab onto. The highest spiritual thought we can grab onto, not the lowest. We can't sit around just bemoaning all the awful, tragic things that go on in the world. I'm not saying we stick our heads in the sand. I'm not saying that we deny what's happening. I don't want to be the metaphysician in hell going la 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 la. It's not, I'm not here and it's not hot. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is we have to resonate in the world of solutions. This past week has been a challenge for us to walk through. It has been a challenge for each and every one of us to walk through. But we must spend our mental energy and our vibrational energy on the vision that we hold for this great country, for the vision we hold. We must keep resolute and focused on what we would have, what we desire, and not what we fear. Right? This was Ernest Holmes' teaching. Be for something and be against nothing. Don't look at it. Don't spend your energy on what you don't want anymore. And embrace what you do want. Embrace the light. Embrace the light. Fighting against something is still fighting. We're not about fighting. Resisting something is still resisting. And we're not about resisting. It keeps things locked in place, does it not? Right? Like that old, what you resist persists. All right? Old bumper sticker wisdom. But it just happens to be true. What you resist persists. So we're not into resisting. We're into creating new. Charlottesville was a tragedy. Make no mistake about it. I am not here to make light of it, of what happened. I'm not trying to do that spiritual bypass. I'm not here and it's not hot. I'm not saying we do that. What I am saying is we look tragedy right in the face and we know a greater truth than that. And that's where we send our energy, and that's where our vibration is, at that higher level, that there is something here to be revealed, that Spirit is right in the midst of this tragedy to reveal something, to heal something, to raise our vibrational energy up. And we can't do it, we can't do it when we're mired in the muck, We look tragedy right in the face and say, there's a greater truth to be known here. What does Spirit want revealed through this thing, through this awful occasion? Barcelona. What does Spirit want revealed through these horrific occurrences? I got a thought. You knew I would. A couple of years ago, I remember when the Westboro Baptist Church was picketing somebody's funeral or something or other. I don't even remember what it was. But the group in town got together, and for every minute the Westboro Baptist Church was in their town picketing, they donated money to the LGBT support community. I loved it. So you had people holding signs for the Westboro Baptist Church saying, keep going, you've raised over $1,000 for the LGBT community. They were all the way down the picket, yay, keep going, you're doing great. We'll have $500,000 by the time you're done, We don't confront evil, right? We don't fight against it. That's not what our teaching is about. We don't resist it. Makes a great hashtag. But we don't resist it. That's not what it's about. What we do is we use it for good. We convert it into good. We make a gift out of it. We could create a whole nationwide chain. Could you imagine? Wherever the white supremacists and the Nazis and the whatever they call themselves show up, we could donate, $1 for every minute they march. To what? To the NAACP or the Jewish Defense League or the Southern Poverty Law Center or the ACLU. Yeah, we could make this, we could turn lemons into lemon meringue pie. And then you throw it no. Don't do that. No, because, somebody will go out there and do it, and then they'll get arrested, and they'll say, but Reverend Patti told me to throw it in the face of a Nazi. No, I'm not telling you to do that. Eat it. Donate it to a homeless shelter. Even better. Donate it to a homeless shelter. We turn lemons into lemon meringue pie. We do something good. They want to show up. We don't fight against it. We don't argue against it. We don't resist against it. That only locks it in place. We use it to our advantage. Great. You want to be out there marching with your stupid flags and your stupid hats? Go right ahead. And you're raising money for our causes, for the causes. For every mile, a hate group walks, we can donate money to the NAACP or the ACLU or some organization. We make lemonade, if not lemon meringue pie. And we have fun doing it. And we make the world work. We make the world work. If we see only sadness, if we are weighed down by the sadness and the tragedy and the horror and the chaos that goes on, we tie ourselves to the chaos and the horror and the sadness and the tragedy that goes on. Amen. We have to turn the conversation around by using it for the good of everyone. Let's resonate with the solutions. Let's get really in there. Let's create something grand and great and glorious. In Psalms 126, it says, when our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing, then said they among the heathen, the Lord hath done great things for them. When we lighten it up, when we sing out, when we laugh, when we do those good works. Ernest Holmes in Use the Law of Life said, we have to learn to change all of the sad and morose images of thought. We will always be experiencing the effect of the way we think. There is nothing that can change that but we change what is in our own innermost being. And this is not as difficult as it sounds. He says it takes persistence, it takes a realization that it is true, and it takes the will to do it. The faith to believe it, the hope to expect it, the enthusiasm to enjoy it, and then we can make a game of life and let it be fun. Just as certain as we do this, something good will come of it. Let us look forward to that good and expect it, for life can be that way. Thank you so much.